Now, another thing to note is I believe that transparency and being honest with people, but they really don't know how to go about it.
All right, so right now we're making our way from
What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be checking out West El Paso. And for those of you that are new to the channel, hi, my name is Alexa. I'm a real estate advisor, team leader here in El Paso, Texas. I'm also an investor. And the reason I always like to share that is because I have been so amazed by the level of agents that I've seen that are advising people on purchasing a property and selling a property, yet they've never done it themselves. Like they've been in the industry for a while and they've never actually purchased a property for themselves. So I'm like, how are you advising people through that when you haven't really done it yourself? So with that, I want to make sure that you guys are able to get a sense for what exactly it is that you're going to. Right now, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough with one of our clients that is looking to purchase in West El Paso, get for your money's worth here in El Paso. They already saw the house this weekend, but they want to do one more walkthrough before actually making an offer. And I know that some of you watching in certain markets are like, wait, the market is pretty crazy in my area, especially in some parts in California, Dallas. I know that it's a very different market, but here in El Paso, for the majority of the years, we've experienced a buyer's market. And why that's important to you as a buyer is because you have more negotiation, you have more leverage under your skin because of the fact that you're going to be able to actually negotiate with a seller that maybe has been on the market for a couple of months and that is really motivated and actually wants to sell their property. Now, another thing to note is I've mentioned this before, but it is so important to work with people that actually care about finding you the best deal. There has been so many times where I find that people have told me, hey, you know what, the last time that I bought a property over in this city and the agent helped me, they found out how much I qualified for and they try to push me for my max. These clients are actually qualified for more than $500,000. And I had a buyer consultation with them and I told them, like, what is it that you're looking for? I asked them details about what it is that their ideal outcome would look like when purchasing this property, right? And we came to the realization after our discussion that what they were looking for was well below $400,000. So I was very clear with them from the beginning. I said, there is no need for you to spend more than you have to. Now, I believe that transparency and being honest with people really does set you apart from other agents that are just, money hungry and looking for that next commission check. And I want to say this because I know that I've seen this in comments before, people saying like, oh, all realtors are just in it for the money. I'm sorry, Betty, but the last I checked, nobody works for free, okay? But I do believe that people should be able to provide a service and actually take care of people and not take advantage of people. And when you take care of people, people take care of you. This is how I've been able to grow my business. This is how I continue to grow the business. And this is why I believe that my clients continue to recommend me with their friends or family because I took care of them. So this is why hiring the right agent is so important. And I'm about to wrap it up so we can get into the car, start heading over there. But one of the last things I just want to share, well, I will be talking throughout the video, but one of the last things I want to share right now before starting the video is that you want to make sure that you really understand the market and the area that you're investing in. So we do have referral partners throughout the United States. So even if you're like, Alexa, I'm really interested in buying a property, but I'm not in El Paso, I'm looking to buy in California, I'm looking to buy in North Carolina, we have a trusted agent there. And the reason why I've really taken my time to find these agents is because I need referrals that I can send to these agents whenever I have a client that is looking to really buy a property in a different area, but they really don't know how to go about it. We have a lot of clients that are military, so they're always looking to relocate. And I don't just want to send them with just some random person. So we've always done our research with who it is that we're going to be partnering. They're having to be part of our network. And with this, we can recommend you with somebody that can also assist you in that journey, whether you're looking to buy here in a month or you're looking to buy in the next couple of years. That's totally fine. So let's get into the video. Like I said, we're going to be touring the west of El Paso. And after we finish that tour, then from there, maybe we'll go ahead and explore some other parts of El Paso just to kind of give you guys a general sense for the vibe out here.
All right, so right now we're making our way from Horizon out to the west of El Paso. For those of you that are new and do not know the difference between the West and the East and Horizon, essentially right now we are further away from the airport. So if you look up the airport on your Google Maps for El Paso, we only have one airport, and this is roughly going to be about a 25-minute drive from the east of El Paso out to the airport, and getting to the west of El Paso is actually going to be roughly about a 38-minute drive. So I'm actually heading over to the area of Enchanted Knoll. That is going to be out in the west, and again, you'll be able to see how quick we get out to that area. There's a lot of people that think, oh, it's so far. But realistically, if you compare it to an area like Dallas, I mean, anywhere you're trying to go to Dallas, it's going to be a minimum of 30 to 40 minutes to get to, you know, that next point that you're going, you know, maybe Fresno to the opposite side of that town. You're going to take a little bit longer to get to those locations. And in this case, right now, we are going to be a lot closer in proximity, and you get to see a lot of the development that's happening here in El Paso. Again, this is a great area to invest in. There is pros, there is cons. There's a lot of people that don't like El Paso because they feel like El Paso, you know, maybe doesn't have all the activities that they're looking for. But nevertheless, El Paso has so much to offer, and if you are willing to go out there and just see what there is available as far as like group meetups, you know, book clubs, you're going to have a lot of outdoor activities. Maybe you like to go shooting, maybe you like to go fishing. There is a lot of places that you can go to and still get the best out of the outdoor experience that El Paso does have to offer. One of my favorite places is going to the Franklin Mountains, which, as you can see in the video, they're all the way back there, like all the way back there, which is where we're heading. So I'm gonna stop talking and I will show you guys a little bit more once we're a little bit closer. All right, guys, so we are officially in the west side of El Paso, and as you guys can see, there is a lot of construction happening out here. There's a ton of development. They're actually making this highway larger, which is great because now we're going to have more space, more availability for people, and this is really why I think that if you're looking for a place that has a lot of potential, where you're still getting a very affordable cost of living, where you are essentially getting a good price per square foot, you definitely want to consider El Paso. And again, as I mentioned before, I know there's some people out in, you know, the comments that sometimes say, hey, well, there's really nothing to do in El Paso. Look, honestly, if you want like a full-on New York vibe, then go, you know, live in New York. But if you want family-oriented areas where you feel safe to go and walk at night, you have outdoor activities, you're getting a good price per square foot, El Paso is that place, okay? And I know that there's a lot of people that sometimes also are looking for great food, and El Paso is that, because we are so culturally diverse. We have the amazing Indian cuisine, we have amazing, obviously, Mexican food, we have great Italian places, we have, recently actually I found this place that was a new, like, Persian food, and it's called Tasty Kebab. I lived here my whole life, I've never been there, and when I tried it out, I was like, wow, like, I can't believe this is something that I found here. Like, you would expect to find this kind of restaurant out in maybe like London or Canada, you know, something around that nature, but no, we found it here in El Paso, and it was super affordable, super delicious, and this is why I believe that you can find a lot of things to try here in El Paso, and it is very affordable. I just want to show you guys a little bit. So this shopping center that you're going to see there is, oh, and by the way, I just just want to point that out. Like out here, the homeless people are actually nice. I know that might sound like, what in the world are you talking about, lady? But what I mean by that is there's been so many places in which people are actually very rude. Like, look, he just said hi to me. Very rude. Like, I remember I was in Austin one time and I was trying to give this guy $5 and he literally cussed me out. I was like, what in the world, sir? I was trying to give you like $5 for a cheeseburger. But this is really where the safety part comes into play. I want to make sure that wherever I'm at and wherever I'm gonna have my kids, like that they're going to feel safe. Now we are on Northwestern and Paseo del Norte. Now, something to note is that in these areas, there's a lot of new development. A lot of people have often seen my videos and said, oh my God, like I hadn't seen El Paso's, you know, all the development that's happening there. Like it looks so different. It really is. Like all these trees were not here before. We have a bunch of new shopping centers. We have a Dutch Bros, West Texas Chop House. I mean, honestly, there's so much. And this is why I like making these videos. Not only do I like to explore my city, but I think that it helps for the people that maybe think that El Paso is just like this little small rural town that has like nothing to do. One thing to really consider in El Paso is the fact that in these areas, you're going to have a lot of development and you're going to have a lot of new zoning. And again, this is where you just want to determine what's the best option for you. The taxes in this area are going to be roughly about a 2% based off the actual purchase price. If you're interested in knowing more specifics, let us know. We'll be more than happy to guide you through that. But what I was mentioning is that we have a ton of new investments out here. For example, right now I'm passing through some of the areas that I was mentioning on the video. We have Corner Bakery, we have Round 9, we have the Chinatown place, we have this like Parisian restaurant, Tasty Kebab, which is a Parisian restaurant out here in El Paso, in West El Paso, is super good and super underrated. And a lot of people think there's nothing really to try in El Paso, but that couldn't be further from the truth. And as you can see, I'm going to switch my camera back now. Over here, we are in Northern Pass, and these are all the trees that we're getting. Over to the right is going to be Cimarron. We can make another video in that area soon. I've had a lot of clients that have purchased in that area. Very nice properties, and they're just going to be newer. So a lot of you guys that are looking for something new, turnkey, definitely an area to consider. So as you can see, this is a little pocket neighborhood that we're going into, and it's actually right across the street from the outlets of El Paso. And for those of you that are not familiar with the outlets of El Paso, it is going to be our shopping center that we have out here. Okay, so we are officially out by Enchanted Point. We're going to be touring this beautiful home that is out in the west of El Paso. So as you guys saw, it was about a 38-minute drive from the complete opposite side of town at around 11 a.m. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of how traffic looks like, how your commute is going to look like. There's a lot of people that ask me, what is the best place to live in El Paso? And personally, it is a preference. I've had a lot of people that I've given options for them to live in the west side based off the fact that they, you know, have a good price point and the appreciation and value typically grows a little bit faster in the west side. But then they're like, no, I love Horizon, I love the east side. So this is really where your unique perspective comes into play. But looking at all your options and speaking to your advisor is so important to ensure that you make the most educated decision possible. So let's get down, let's go check out this bad boy, and let's get to it. All right, guys, so let's check out the neighborhood just so you guys can get an idea for what it is that you guys are going to get. This house is listed right underneath $550,000. I'll be sure to add the details for you guys and add a link so you guys can get all the specs. I turned on all the lights for us so that you can really admire this bad boy. It is a 4-bedroom with a bonus room that you can use as your office. What I really like about this property is there's a lot of stuff, but it has 2 units. So I will show you guys in a second. Your AC is really designed to make sure that you're getting the best out of your efficiency in your home. So this is going to be the office room, which I personally love when there's like a bonus room that is not counted as an actual bedroom. We've all seen that where we see like a house that's like
4-bedroom, but then like one of them is like a closet size space, which nobody wants. So we have a closet here. We have another storing closet here, which I really, really love. And then here we're gonna have our first bedroom. So as you can see, there is no carpet. A lot of my clients are always asking for that as an upgrade. They're like, Alexa, we hate carpet, we have allergies, or they just don't like carpet, which I'm 100% there with them. So look at the space. I just want to really preface that there's a lot of builders that give you super tiny places to work with. And you're like, my guy, like, what are we doing here? So, oh, let me show you the closet space, which some builders really cheap out and they don't give you like more space in terms of like for you to fold your clothes or put some stuff at the top. They didn't, which is really nice. Okay, so then we're gonna have here our bathroom, and it is going to be a full bathroom, well, 3/4. You're gonna have your standing shower, and then you're also going to have your vanity over here. I love the fact that they've added like these like accents. So that's really nice. Oh, it has a soft close. That's like a big deal for me because I have boys. I'm always looking for something that has soft close. Okay, so this is the right wing of the house. You have your 3 bedrooms. Then, well, again, the bonus bedroom is not counted as a bedroom, so that's nice. Over on this side, you're gonna have your laundry room. Okay, and they give you some shelves. I've seen a lot of builders that don't do that. Over on this side, you're gonna have another closet. And remember I mentioned you guys that we have 2 units in the house. That's the first one. And then here's going to be the second bathroom on this side of the house. And then you're also going to have a standing shower, which again, let's just look at the accents here for a second because there is a lot of builders that don't give you any of these things. I personally love a builder that gives you all the accents, everything just ready to go for you to just come in and move in. Then we're gonna have our third official bedroom over here. Look at the size. You have your fans as well. This show you guys the garage, which they also finished the epoxy. That's a big deal. I know a lot of people don't think about these things until you're actually living in the house. But for them to give you everything finished, that should really be a priority for you guys. You also have some storage. You're going to have your tankless water heater. Then over here, we have everything separated. We're gonna have our kitchen, farm sink. We have our beautiful recessed lighting. We're gonna have our accent lighting over here. Then over here, we're going to have our stove, our bell. Let's see if these are also soft close. Yes, they are. We have our microwave over here, nice and tucked in. Really like that. Then you have your fridge and of course your pantry. And then you do have your dishwasher as well. Now this would be your dining area. And then over on this side, you would have your living area. I like the fact that it's been distributed in a way where all of your bedrooms are over there and then the master is over here. So that's pretty unique. Here you have your massive master. And I do say massive because I've seen some houses that are new builds that I am just in shock by the builder because they are not giving you much to work with. It feels so tight, it feels so small, and you can barely even call that a master. So here is going to be your vanities, double vanities. Ooh, they kind of match with what I'm wearing. Okay, enough about that. Here we're gonna have your soaking tub. I also like when it's not jetted because when they're jetted, it just really takes away from the aesthetic of the bathtub and it's a lot more maintenance so that it doesn't start getting yellow on you. For those of you that have had one, you already know that that can be a hassle. And then here you have your standing shower. And it is really tall. I know for my people out there that are tall, you will not have a problem getting in and out of there. And then here you have another closet space. Let's check out the backyard. I love how they've added this. So you have your little porch area already set up. You have 2 fans. Again, like these things we never realize them until you need them. And that's when things like come into perspective, because I've seen a lot of builders that don't do any of these things, which you can really see that they're just trying to increase their margins as much as they can. So they cheap out on some of the things that they should be adding to give you your money's worth. So I love this. You can always add a privacy fence, kind of like what your neighbors did over here. That's what we did in one of our properties. We added a privacy fence. The cool thing is that you have this massive wall, so you wouldn't have to worry about adding anything there, just on the side. So that's going to bring your expenses down. All right, guys, so we're done with this property. Now let's go check out the other 4 properties that we have before getting to our client's appointment. So let's go check those out. Okay guys, so here we are now in Cimarron. So remember I was telling you guys that I was gonna show you guys that area. So this is going to be the neighborhood. And this property is listed for under $545,000. It's a 4-bedroom. It has this nice little courtyard. It's a farm style home. A lot of our clients like this type of style home. Let me know what you think comparing the first one to this warm style. The other one is more of a, in my opinion, I feel like the other one is more of a like modern look versus this one is a bit more modern with the farm style finishes. So you're gonna have your wood-like colors on the floor, but you still have the modern features like you can see here with the vanities. I really love how they added this additional space here, especially having little ones, having all their stuff there. That is super, super helpful if you're trying to change them or whatnot. This is going to be the 2nd bedroom on the left wing of the house. Here we're going to have the 3rd bedroom. And I also love when these are already installed in the house. Just to kind of give you an idea, this is how you open them. It lets a lot of natural light in and it really elevates the room. I made another video talking to you guys about things that really make a house look cheap. And in that video, I talked about how some blinds are just needing some updates. And when you have a property that you buy it that already has everything, that's super helpful. Okay, so here's going to be your living room area and your dining area. So you see this fixture is where you would technically put your dining area, but of course you can do whatever you want, it's your house. Here you're going to have some beams, you're gonna have this custom built-in, which is really nice when you just have everything ready to go. You have your TV mount ready, and then let's check out the kitchen. So you have this oversized island. This is like a custom feature that people will add to go ahead and have some bar stools around. Here we're going to have some more cabinet space. We have a pot filler. We have this nice bell. I really like when they have like the design to really make it look nice. So as you can see, this backyard has already been done. And just comparing it from the other property that we just toured, this is sitting on a larger lot. I also like the fact that it's separate from the rest of the house. So you're gonna have another bathroom over here for your guest. And then you have your master, really good size. And the bathroom here is a lot more spacious than the last one we just saw. Both of them are beautiful. So I wanna know, what is your opinion? Which one do you like more? You're going to have here your soaking tub with jets, like we had talked about in the other one, that it didn't have those. Again, it's a preference at that point. What do you prefer? We're gonna have a little bench over there for you to sit down if you're having to, I don't know, shave your legs, right? Then let's go on to the closet. Huge closet, really, really good size. And yeah, let's go ahead and head out to our next tour to see what we can get for our money in the next property. Okay guys, so now we're out in the 1-2 zip code that I was telling you guys about. So as you can see, just based off the style of the homes, now this is going to be more of a well-established neighborhood. So this is something that I really want to showcase the difference. The lots are also going to be a lot bigger, which is a huge point for a lot of the clients that we work with, and they're going to be more unique houses. So again, because of the year that they were built in, you're going to see very different layouts. So let's go check this one out. Okay, so I just want to show you guys, that is the side of the house, and there's a garage that you can access from that point. Now, this is really what I want to preface. Like, as you can see, the style of the home in general is going to be just really retro and vintage, whatever you want to label this as. But I know a lot of clients that love projects like this. I know the tiles are outdated, but I've seen some clients do some magnificent work with their properties and really take care of the property as a whole, just bring it back to life, because you do get a very big square footage. So as you can see, this is more of the style where you get to have different zones. The carpets need to be gutted, that's a given. But again, you have a living room over there, you have your little breakfast nook. You could easily turn this into like your dining table area and then have your formal living space. I love old properties. I love the character that they hold. I just think there's something unique about them, and there's not a lot of people that have the ability to, you know, have something custom like this with the layouts that were at one point, you know, popping, that were at one point, you know, definitely in. Now over here, this is kind of like a little garden room. You could have it, they're technically sunrooms. I really love these types of rooms because it just gives you place to meditate, you know, a place for you to just do your own thing. This is kind of like a little bonus room. Some of them are like known as a maid's room. Here we're going to have the backyard area. And then over here, let's go ahead and check out the rest. We're going to have the rest of the bedroom. So this is your master. And you do have a lot of natural sunlight. This is a little area that we came in through, the little courtyard. Here you're going to have a huge project that you could work on. You can tell that they updated the shower, but you know, you still need to update your, you know, counters. You need to finish this closet. But overall, it has some solid bones, which is always what I am looking for when it comes to properties that we're going to invest into. Here you have a bathroom, another bedroom, a lot of natural light. Here we have the third bedroom and your fourth bedroom. So let me know what you guys think. I'll go ahead and list the details.
Trees, super calm, quiet vibes. All the houses are all unique. They're all different, as you can see. Like, look at this one over here on the right. Has its little shed outside. Here we're getting to West Wind. So as we approach West Wind, look at that property right there. Look at this one. Like, tell me that's not unique. Ooh, I also want to include here, this is the latest gym that El Paso has open. It's connective. I think this gym definitely has a ton to offer. It has a rooftop at the top where you can go and do your laps. It has your, if I'm not mistaken, I think it also had a sauna. A lot of things to do, and like I mentioned before, a lot of you guys have been used to the old school El Paso that really didn't have much. A lot of things have changed for those of you that haven't been here in a couple of years, and it's going to continue to change. It's going to continue to change, all for the better. We're growing. There's a lot of investors that are injecting a lot of money here, especially because there's a lot of businesses that are moving over here, like Amazon that recently, well, not recently, but relatively recently, that opened up their doors out here, and that brought a lot of business. There's a lot of business also being opened with law enforcement, believe it or not. So there is a lot of opportunities for those of you that are looking to maybe invest in an area where your cost per square foot is not going to be too excessive.
Okay guys, so now we are at a second property out in the 79912. So as you can see, lots like we talked about are a lot more spacious. This is the neighborhood, so again, really calm, quiet. And let's go ahead and check out the inside. That you can update like the carpets, which I'll point out in a second. But other than that, good solid bones. So you have your plantation shutters. This technically would be like your formal dining area, or you can make it like a formal living room area. It really is up to you. Here we have a little breakfast nook, which could also be like your dining area. Here we have your spiral staircase. And then here's going to be the kitchen, which you can see they did renovate. And somebody, look, did you see the squirrel? Oh, I hope you saw the squirrel. Anyways, look at this garden. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I love when it comes to resale properties, that they have their unique character. Your mountains. Let's check out the rest of the house because we almost have to go and meet with the clients. It's about to be 1:30. Good thing is that the house is like right down the street. So here you're gonna have your living room area. You have a fireplace. You do have one bedroom downstairs, so maybe this could be for your mother-in-law, an office room. Here you're going to have your guest bathroom, which also has been renovated. And then let's go check out upstairs. As I was mentioning, the carpets are the one thing that I personally would always remove, just to go ahead and have them look as nice as possible, because obviously carpets go through a lot of wear and tear, especially when people are moving out. Here you would have your first bedroom upstairs. You have your bathroom. And then over here, another bedroom, and then the master. Closet. Updated the bathroom in this section as well. So they put the granite. They added like a soaking tub, and then you have your shower over here, and then you have your little bathroom over on this side. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Okay, so I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the 79911? What do you think about the 79912, which again, 11 is the newer school west side, and then the 12 is going to be your older school west side. Now, like I mentioned, everybody has different preferences, and this is why I always preface, have a buyer consultation with your agent to really take the time to explain what is it that you're looking for. As I've mentioned before, I literally have an investor right now. It's their first time investing in real estate as a property that they're going to buy to really just like turn it into an investment property, right? And they're asking me, they're like, hey Alexa, like, what do you recommend as an investor? What would you do? And I've told them, like, look, everybody is different, right? Because they're considering buying a multi-unit or they're considering buying a residential home. And I was telling them, look, realistically, if you're in a situation where you want to cash flow as much as you can, you might consider a multi-unit, because if you get it in the right area and you list it for the right price, you're going to automatically rent out those 4 units and be in a good situation. Now, if you are looking for a long-term rental, then also the strategy is going to play a huge factor. Speaking with somebody that really knows about the strategies that you can keep in mind is so important. Another thing is if you're looking to rent out the property, I personally don't recommend that you buy a brand new house. Why? Because if you buy a brand new house and you're paying top of the line when it comes to the price per square foot, and it comes down to the situation where you have to go ahead and rent it, you're probably not going to get what you're paying on the mortgage. So that's something you want to be very careful about. Right now in this market, I've been negotiating some amazing deals for my clients. They've been getting closing costs minimum of like $8,000. Some of them are also negotiating some additional incentives for their interest rate buy down. And this is really where, when you are finding the strategy that works for you, you want to make sure that you ask all of these questions, like, what is the best area for me to get the most for my money? Yes, but also I want to make sure that my return on my investment is going to hold value. I don't want to buy in an area where it's going to depreciate and I'm going to be left,
paying this huge premium for a property that didn't appreciate through time. So with that being said, I'm about to get to my client's appointment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. I do have some free resources for you linked down below. If you're a military client, we have a ebook that we've created for you. If you're a buyer looking to relocate, we have an ebook that we've created for you. Or if you're a seller looking to sell, we have an ebook that we've created for you. We have taken the time to really just educate our clients as best as we can with all the tools that I wish somebody would have taken the time to give me when I bought my first property. I mentioned this before, but my realtor was not really looking out for my best interest. I remember I had questions and it seemed like she was annoyed half the time whenever I would ask her these questions. So this is why, again, you want to make sure that you're working with people that actually care, that actually take the time to answer any questions you might have. And if you do have any questions, like I said, link them down below. I'd be more than happy to get on a Zoom call with you, do a free buyer consultation or a free seller consultation, and just review what is going to be in your best interest, no commitment. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.